Hey, what is up, guys? It is Harrison Barron from growth-generators.com. Now, in this video, I do want to talk about the three types of clients that you're going to run into, and that is going to be your less than $1,000, your $1,000 to $10,000, and your 10,000 plus whales of clients that everybody really wants and are hard to come by. Before I get into today's video and how you deal with them, I do want to mention two quick things. One, I do have my free masterclass down below. I highly recommend you checking it out. It is going to give you 5 ways to make significantly more money for your MSP. It's going to cover how to prospect all the way down to partnerships and probably finding ways to make money that you never thought would be ever cross your mind. Number 2 is going to be my waitlist. If you'd like to join my waitlist for my online course, there is a link down below. If you are somebody struggling with sales, knowing that you're probably don't have a full pipeline, or you're just really bad at handling objections, get on that waitlist. The course does go live August 1st, and there is a nice little discount if you do get in before August 1st. So definitely get on that list beforehand. So let's get into today's video. 3 clients, 3 types of clients, and every single client falls into these 3 areas. And like I said, you have that 0 to 1,000, that 1,000 to 10,000, and then 10,000 plus dollars. So we're going to start with the smallest and work our way up. The first is going to be clients that typically have less than 10 computers. And the reason why it's less than 10 computers is because if you're charging $100 per computer, that's a good starting point. It's not for everybody, but $100 per computer for Americans is good. If you're outside the USA, you're going to have to adjust your numbers a little bit. But at that dollar point, they know that they need to do something, and they just don't know what to do. More often than not, what's going to happen is it's the business owner doing a lot of the tech issues, and they know that they're hemorrhaging money because the internet goes down, the computer's not running fast enough, the list goes on. They probably have OfficeJet printers instead of LaserJet printers, and they're going to Best Buy to go buy more ink that ends up drying up because they don't use it enough. We all know who I'm talking about. Now, the reason why they're entertaining you is because they are ready to make a decision. The question is it going to be you or is it going to be the next person? They typically aren't going to be looking for credentials. They just want to know that you own a company, you have some level of knowledge in the space, and when you go in there, you're going to see all mismatching computers. They have no rhyme or reason why they own things. They probably have, residential or personal use computers. They probably have i3s, Pentiums, Celerons. The list goes on and on of horrible technology that they're running on, and the whole staff is like this. It's maybe 1 or 2 people have higher caliber computers. The problem is the business owner doesn't know what tech to buy, doesn't have anybody to guide them in the right direction, and he's just throwing money at the problem trying to go get a solution or at least get his employees up and running. That is typically in that category. Now, the interesting part about this category is they know that they need to make a decision. They just haven't figured out who they're going to make a decision with. You need to be that person. Their objections are going to be less. You have to go in there. They're running the unmanaged switch. They have no idea what a managed switch is. They don't know what a firewall is. They might have an idea of what a firewall is, but they are more than likely plugging everything directly into the Spectrum or whoever internet provider you decide to use box and hoping that they get the best thing. They can't figure out why things are breaking, what happens if a virus is happening. And these are also typically clients that say, my computer is not working. Is the screen on? No, it's not. Have you tried plugging it in? That's that typical less than $1,000 a month client. And it's okay. They need support too. And there's a lot of money to be made in that area, but they're not going to have the technical questions that you're going to get in the second area of clients, that 1,000 to 10,000. So we're going to move on to that. That's what you need to be prepared for in that less than 1,000 by closing that, answering the questions, and becoming aware of the objections, although usually far and few, more so selling based on the value that you're going to provide, and the business owner getting back a lot of their time is going to make you close way more of that first category. It's a lot of that business owner. It's a lot of the staff going to that business owner and saying, hey, computer's not working, tablet's not working, I need it fixed. And they're like, go to Best Buy, go get a new computer. I don't know what to do. Right. And they're buying multiple computers that probably all work, but he's like, buy the cheapest one, use that one. He doesn't have time to fix it. That's your first client. Second client, 1,000 to 10,000. This is where sales get a little weird because it's no longer we're looking for somebody. They're looking for the right somebody, and you can be that right somebody. The first section, they know that they need it. The second section is they're making sure that they get the right person for the right amount of money who can support their unique situation. They have Dealer Socket. They have Practice Panther. They have a full QuickBooks server. They have a server closet, usually with a lock, with somebody important that has the key, whether that's the IT person they have or the business owners. The place is probably a mess, but they know where everything is. They know what everything does. They know that they have managed switches. They don't know what they do, but they know that they have managed switches. All of these little areas come into play. And what they're looking for is a right fit between the IT company, and they're going to vet you. They want to make sure that who you are and who you say you are is what they're actually getting. Because once again, they're committing that $1,000 typically to about $10,000 per month for services. They have LaserJet printers. They have employees that probably sit in cubicles. They have uniform computers across the board for the most part. He knows or she knows that they need an i5, 16 gigs of RAM, whatever it is, X amount of hard drive. They know what an Active Directory is. They know that if somebody gets fired, they need to be removed from the system and never be able to get back in with an area where they store passwords only certain people can get a hold of. This is the main difference between the first category and the second category. And they want to make sure that not only can you support them, they may ask for references. You better have a couple, especially if they're in that industry, at the ready. It's going to make a world of difference in your sale. The second part is they are seriously committed to moving technology providers. They already have somebody. They're just looking for somebody else. They also understand that there is going to be a uncomfortable transition they're going to experience from going from one provider to the next. That could be onboarding you and offboarding the next person. That could be onboarding you and you coming in saying, we need to update or adjust some of this because it's on its last legs and they didn't want to tell you about it. They are ready for that. This company also usually has some higher earners, six-figure earners, on average making $50 an hour. Selling, once again, based on value and not price is going to be just a different framing. They know that they want to keep all their employees working. Their network is probably not going to go down entirely unless somebody hits a telephone pole and that the whole building gets shut down. But for the most part, they are serious about technology and leveraging it to grow their business. We all know you need technology in it. So you have to be the one that comes in, answers their questions, feels confident and sells confidently, and can walk away with that close and not getting hopium breath, hoping that you're going to close them and they smell it and they turn themselves away. They want the right provider to come in for them. So that's your $1,000 to $10,000 business. Next is going to be your $10,000 plus. Now I say plus because it could be $100,000. It's not uncommon. Typically there is a breaking point though that a company is going to hit when they say it's probably cheaper for us just to have an internal team that we pay for training, learning, having a director of technology, whether it's a CTO or a CIO, whatever it may be, they have or are ready to buy that. It's just that step below. And that threshold could be $10,000 to $40,000. That could be $10,000 to $100,000. Sometimes it's rare, but I've seen it in the $10,000 a month companies. They just hire an internal IT person. They think it's worth it to have somebody 24/7, 365. The problem is that person never gets a day off ever. And even if they do get a day off, they have to be ready to go to the office at a moment's notice if something catastrophic happens, which is another great selling based on value instead of price, and giving that person the opportunity to have a support team. So $10,000 to $100,000, they know exactly what they have. They more than likely have somebody that's in charge of technology, even if it's not a specific person hired. One of the business owners or somebody in management knows everything there is to know about that system. They know how to use it. They know how to properly onboard somebody. They know how to properly offboard somebody. They are looking for a strategic partner that can help them grow and leverage technology in ways that they hadn't used it before. They also want to know that not only is the server closet locked up, it's air conditioned. It's properly built so that way when somebody needs to go in, things can be done in a expedited manner. The cabling works neat. They take pride in what they have. They are open to ideas of going to the cloud. They are open to ideas of having everybody have the same computer or a similar system that is scalable and repeatable. So when somebody comes on, they know it. When somebody gets offboarded, they're never getting back in that system, including through the front desk. All of this is something that $10,000+ a month client looks for. It is a very different sale. In the first part, you probably have a sales process of maybe, or sales meetings. You might have up to 3 meetings, give or take, depending on how aggressive they are with moving. In that 1,000 to 10,000, you have a longer sales cycle. It might be 1 or 2 or 3 months before you close that, sometimes longer if you're aggressive, to get them to officially close and then start the onboarding. In that $10,000 to $100,000 client, that sales cycle might be years. And I know that sounds kind of crazy, but you have to remember, they are making a massive business move. It's like you shifting your career 180 degrees. They have to have a serious amount of either problems, issues, or desire to just move providers. And you can be that provider, but you have to be willing to trace down the blood trail for over a year. It is not uncommon for that to happen. They are the hardest clients to close because there's so many moving parts. There's multiple tiers of leadership. There's multiple people that have to get involved in these discussions. Everybody has to come in with a clear mind, meaning the kids, the spouse didn't drive them crazy that day. The dog, they didn't get into a car accident. There's so many little variables that everybody has to be present at that moment to close that $10,000 to $100,000 sale. Once that comes into fruition, they are probably never leaving. You would have to royally mess up that relationship for them to decide to leave your company. It sounds crazy, but unless they decide to go completely in-house as far as an internal team, they're never getting rid of you. And even if they do, they might bring on a couple people in-house to help immediate situations, and then having your company be the second set, that level, that tier 2, tier 3 support that their internal team just can't handle. That's your $10,000 to $100,000 client. They expect to be wined, to be dined, lunch meetings, multiple meetings talking about their technology when they're ready to move. Sometimes it's quicker, but the vast majority of them are going to be a longer sales cycle. They want to feel like a VIP because they know that they're spending between $120,000 to, if you get them at $100,000, $1.2 million a year. That is a tremendous amount of money. What could they do if they took that in-house for their internal team? Things to consider. And every single one of these branches that I've talked about all has different problems. You have the people that have different computers, Chromebooks, Office Jets. You have the middle tier, the sweet spot, in my opinion, where they know that they need technology. They know they need technology to grow. They're looking for the right partner that understands their business. And then you have the tier 3, which is very, very large and is looking to just, if they're signing a deal, it better be the last deal they sign before they ever look for somebody else again. That's typically what every company falls into. And in my opinion, my favorite spot to live is that 1,000 to 10,000, because if you can close 1 or 2 of those per month and you build up a nice pipeline over time, which is what I teach you in my course, mentioning it, but having that solid pipeline, you can then close $10,000 deals. That's $120,000 per customer per month. Sorry, per customer per year. You close 10 of those per year, it's $1.2 million. You have now made over $1 million closing 10 clients. That's going to be the difference. So I hope this video helps. I hope this gave you some frame of mind, but when you're going into it, every level is going to vet you at a different level of experience and trust to see that you can deliver on their exact needs. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I hope you guys check out those links below. If you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.